welcome to this, and this will be my pay-per-view review for WWE's Backlash 2009, which happened tonight. I must be honest, before this card, I was not looking forward to this pay-per-view one iota, one bit. Was not looking forward to this at all. However, I was pleasantly surprised. Usually Backlash is either pretty good to, great, depending on the year and the card and all that sort of thing. For whatever reason, they usually don't put a lot of matches on Backlash, and usually the matches they put on there do deliver, and I do think most of the matches did. I think all of the matches at least delivered as good as they were, at least as good as they were probably should have, and some maybe even a little better, but there we will get to that. So there we go. Let's get started. We started the night off with Jack Swagger versus Christian. If you have seen their stuff on ECW that they have done before, you should pretty well be aware of what they could do. This was not as good as that stuff, I didn't feel, but I still thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good opener. I gave it 3¼ stars. And they had some pretty good spots. Did some pretty inventive things, I thought. And Christian went over, which was cool, and led to an even awesomer segment with finally edging Christian, which was pretty groovy, and I enjoyed it a lot. So, all the way, a big thumbs up for the start of the show. Then we got Chris Jericho versus Ricky Steamboat. The only match I was really even kind of interested in, only because I wanted to see what Ricky could do, just him by himself, after seeing him at WrestleMania Live, seeing, him at Raw later. And this was really, really good. He, with the exception of him, I guess he was going for a figure 4. I thought he was going for some sort of Indian Deathlock or something else at first, but I guess he was going for a figure 4 and just totally botched it. But other than that, this match was pretty freaking groovy, especially with Chris Jericho, and who, of course, is not too bad himself. Ricky Steamboat, was able to bring out one last, maybe, hurrah with this match. It was really good. Some people probably, it was a little too slow, or it was a little too old school in some parts. I loved it. I was marking out for it, particularly the counters. I thought were really good, and maybe I'm grading it kind of on a sliding scale because it's Ricky Steamboat and his age and all that, but this was far better than I thought it was going to be, so completely enjoyed that. Then we got probably the worst match of the night, and that is saying something because this really wasn't a bad match. CM Punk versus Kane. My biggest problem with this match is the wrong guy went over, with CM Punk losing. I thought that was kind of stupid, but I did think they had an okay match. I gave it 2¼ stars, only because I thought the wrong guy went over. But other than that, I thought it was, what you would expect out of these guys. I thought it was one of Kane's better matches as of late, and it was what it was. Kind of brought the crowd back down after the Steamboat thing, which they really didn't pop for too much, but which is kind of not a great thing. But it was what it was, and there you go. But definitely was nothing bad or reprehensible or anything like that. So there you go. Then we had Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy in the I Quit match. I thought this would be a much better match. This was maybe the one match I thought maybe kind of under-delivered. I thought this would be a bit better than it was, though I thought the ending was kind of interesting and different, and not in necessarily a bad way. They did some cool spots. They definitely brought the hate. I commented when I was watching this that they definitely brought the hate, something they didn't necessarily do in their first match at WrestleMania, or at least the match at WrestleMania. Didn't really do that. I didn't think it was really good. I just thought it was kind of good. I thought the ending really probably didn't come over as well as they wanted it to. But it was kind of there. It was good, but nothing you go out of your way of seeing, but still good. So there was that. Then we had the Kali Kiss Cam segment with Santina, Beth Phoenix, Kali, Indian Bischoff, the whole bit. There was literally the funniest bit on this was JR basically being a smartass to Michael Cole. Other than that, this sucked. And I do mean sucked. Realize that Destination X had 2 segments on it. 2 segments that belonged on TV, not on a pay-per-view on it. Both of those segments were better than this piece of crap. And going into this pay-per-view, I was willing to give this a pass because I was like, you know what, they built up to it. It is kind of a big deal. It's kind of a major kind of comedy storyline. Doing the payoff at the pay-per-view maybe isn't such a bad thing. If you have to do a good payoff. This wasn't even a good payoff. This was horrendous. This was if you took the Sheik segment from Destination X and you took the dating game with ODB segment from Destination X and you put the crappiness that were both of those and you put all the crappiness together, it still wouldn't be as much crappiness as this was. This was shit, is what this was. This was so bad. All I'm going to say is Jim Cornette, when he did his commentary, I'm going to do a video on this. I just haven't gotten around to it because I've been busy with work. But pretty much said it all. And so I've put a link. That is my rating for this. Is I've done a link where he pretty much says it all. There's the link. Click on it and read the commentary. I'm sure most of you have probably already read it. Most of you probably, some of you will call him a hypocrite because he works for TNA. But go read it. He's absolutely right. This was stupid and shit and all of that. Then we got Triple H, Batista, Shane McMahon versus Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase, and Cody Rhodes for the heavyweight title. If Triple H's team won, Triple H retained the title. If Randy Orton won, he got the title. They decided to say that DQs and countouts counted. If you won by DQ or countout, the titles could change hand, which was stupid and didn't even. I guess it kind of played out to the end of the match, but really, you didn't really need it in there. Other than that, this match was long, not in a good way, as it was fairly slow. I think they were trying to make up time. I have no idea where they were trying to make up time from, because everything before this, except for the segment part, which didn't even belong on any television show, let alone a pay-per-view, I have no idea what didn't go long enough, because if anything didn't go long enough, that sucked, because everything before, except for the crappy segment, could have went longer and would have been good for it to go longer. So I don't know, or if they just wanted to go long, but they went long. It was slow. Of course, you have Batista, who's not gonna, Batista's Batista, and this was not, this was bad Batista. This was not good Batista. Then we had Shane McMahon, Triple H. They didn't. I was hoping that at least with Ted DiBiase, they would go out there and at least try to make him look like he belonged in this match. They really didn't do that. Really didn't do that with Cody Rhodes either. Was not feeling this match. Felt it was just kind of okay, even for a long match. Up until the end. The end was pretty great. Where, Triple H took the chair from Batista because he didn't want it to end in a DQ. He didn't want to lose the title by DQ. And then Randy Orton RKO'd Triple H. The fans went nuts. Triple H kicked out. The fans were kind of like, why did he kick out? He's going to win again. This kind of is going to suck. And then Randy Orton punted him, and it was awesome. And the fans went, yay! And Randy Orton won. The fans went, yay, some more. They brought out the stretcher. Triple H sold the punt like he had been killed. And then as they were dragging him out to the back, the fans chanted, "Nah, goodbye." And I'm like, finally, and this is why I'm wearing the shirt, finally, I've been on here for 2 years now. 2 years now I've been on this site. I have griped. I have said, I know it will never happen, but I hope the fans turn on Triple H. Maybe. We finally saw the fans turn on Triple H. I am all for that. That was awesome. Unfortunately, the match was not awesome. The match was just good. I gave it 3 stars. Kind of was what it was. But still not bad, and there we go. Then we got John Cena versus Edge. This was great. last man standing match. They went out there, tried to kill each other, it looked like, hit each other's finishers on each other at least probably maybe a dozen, sometime between a half a dozen and a dozen times. Really just, used the stairs. Were really trying to looked like they were trying to knock each other out. Made the 10 counts look somewhat believable. They were just beating the crap out of each other to the point where they did a spot where after punching each other and do the boo yay spot with Edge getting the yays and John Cena getting the boos. But as John Cena kept kicking the crap out of Edge, there was more, the fans were getting behind John Cena. They did the spot where they basically wore each other out and they both kind of landed on each other standing up, and it was a pretty good spot, I thought. You had John Cena doing what is his finisher now? Because it's not the FU, it's the I can't remember what they called it now, but the FU, out into the crowd, even though it really wasn't into the crowd, it was into a bunch of developmental talent, I believe. Did that. That was awesome. They went up to the ramp. Edge used a chair, which was pretty groovy as well. And then John Cena got up again, and then the Big Show came. And some people will probably gripe about the Big Show coming out. I actually liked it. He came out, picked up John Cena, and threw John Cena into a spotlight that was sitting there by the stage. The spotlight exploded, hissed, did all the things you would think a spotlight would do. John Cena was dead inside the spotlight. Edge stood there, told the ref to count. The ref count. Edge is your new champion. It was pretty great, I will have to admit. This was a great match. If it wasn't for the ending, it would be probably up there on my match of the year contenders, but I did think the ending kind of took away from it. But not that much. I still thought it worked. It was a kind of a cheesy, overbooked ending, but it was a good cheesy, overbooked ending, so that was that. Overall, I cannot find a lot of faults with this pay-per-view, with the exception of the segment that does not even belong on any TV show anywhere. This was pretty damn good. I'm giving it an 8. That might be overrating it a little bit, but I do think that when you look at the pay-per-view and you look at that, there was really nothing match-wise sucky on it. You had a segment that was sucky, but, you could easily have filled 2 sucky matches up in that segment, and this would still be a great pay-per-view in my opinion. And there was so much good stuff on there. Usually you don't get this much good stuff on any type of pay-per-view and just have one kind of okay match. Usually you're going to have a couple of okay matches. You might get, 1 or 2 good matches, and then you hope for, a great match or 2. But we got a lot of good, and then we got a great. So I'm all for that. I thought this was a very enjoyable show as far as a show went, except for the one segment, which I can kind of forgive. I would definitely say when this comes out on DVD, to get it. I definitely think it will come out very good on DVD. And with that, I am out. I hope you all have a good one. I will hopefully have some more videos this coming week. I've been really busy with work. We're even more short-handed than we were before, so that sucks. But I'm hoping to do at least 3 videos this week, so take a look out for that. I do have one of them would be the Chikara Trios tournament, which I do have, and I have watched most of it. I'm still trying to get through night 3. I've been very tired when I get home from work, so I haven't felt like watching them. So, but once I get done with that, I will do a review. It's pretty good so far, I must say, and probably about on level with last year's. But anyways, enough about that. With that, I am out. Have a good one, and later.